Hello, everyone, and welcome to Galactic Gab. I'm Tanys Coughlan from the Twilla Lifestyle Community, Twilla Lifestyle Academy, and I am joined by these two lovely ladies, Dr. Lisa Thompson and Jennifer Jurkofsky.
Hello,
Welcome.
hello. We had some fun comic stuff. Yeah, getting on.
Having a moment, y'all.
You know.
I'm like static central, and it's like in my face, and I'm trying to like, and then I just, and it's not good. If you see
Welcome
me going
to live podcast.
There are days.
It is all good. It is all good. Big welcome to Kaylee at Fogo Pogo.
Hello.
Hey, Kaylee, welcome. Yeah, so it's been quite a time. We have a lot going on in the energies, in the astral, and in the galactic.
Okay. You want to share more from your perspective? What's all going on?
Energies are pretty wild. We've got a lot of like neutrinos coming in from the solar flares and whatnot, and of course the transits, right, Jen? We had some big transits this week. And but there's also a lot of galactic downloads coming in. So people are getting things, like people that haven't had it before are getting downloads about stuff, or they're having encounters. So, after we've done our sort of check-ins, I'll share an encounter that my husband had. And so we'll delve into that a little bit as well. But so yesterday we had, I think it was an hour and a half blackout on the Schumann, which means that it's like off the charts. So it seems to be coming in like these bursts, and the downloads are not always picked up also on these things. So we may have been feeling them, even though it's not coming up on those tools, because of course, we're limited by the science that we have and the tools that we have. So
I was talking about that today with on a date with. Yes.
Oh, nice.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'll have to talk about that after the show.
I mean, unless it's, other kinds of gab, galactic or,
Right. Well, actually, I mean, I think it's a good topic for part of the show in terms of interacting with people who may not understand this whole galactic thing, and who are highly trained, like science, engineer minds, and things like that. And me being a scientist, we were able to have a really intelligent conversation around things that can be measured correctly, or we don't have the technology or the tools yet.
I had coffee with someone like that today too, although he's very open. But
yeah.
How are you doing, Jen?
Other than the fact that I'm like,
I just want to reach through the screen and give you a hug.
Thanks. I'm always open for hugs. No, it's good. It's good. I think that, as you're saying about the energies and stuff like that, and we've talked about it a little bit on Twiller Talk as well, just about we're in such a transition time. Right? Like New Year's was just the beginning, and we're going to be in it now for the next little while for like the major transition. So there's going to be a lot happening energetically. And then even after that, this 1 year is setting us up for next year, which is a huge transition year, being an 11 year. So there's just all of this energy that's happening. And so, yeah, I mean, you're talking about the neutrinos and the transits, and it's such an important piece to understand how the energies are playing through, because we're going to feel all this pressure, but it's not time to actually do certain things. And so it's about balance all of that when all this stuff is coming in and we want to start moving, but like, what do we do with all of that energy?
Yeah, it's like a pressure buildup.
So when is going to be the correct time to make the moves?
Well, the way that the energies are unfolding, if I just go with the big stuff, so not just the transits, but from the Gregorian calendar perspective, we know that we've just switched from a 9-year to a 1-year. So one energy is going to feel like, okay, new beginnings. I want to start new things. I want to start doing all of this stuff. But we're not yet in that energy. We're still shedding, right? We're still in the snake. And that's not going to transition until February 17th when we go into the horse, right? So at that point, we're going to have the energy and the momentum to keep going. But right now, because we're still shedding, we're in those beginning phases of one. And the one energy, even though it's new beginnings, so often with new beginnings, we still are releasing, right? So we're still shedding energy. And then in the middle of these two energies is the human design new year. And the human design new year really is it's the start codon. It's the gate 41. And that energy is what allows us to really set intention for how we want to move forward, right? Because it is the start of the cycle all over again with the I Ching and the energies that we're going to go through with that. But what's interesting is, from the new year, we come in fighting, right? We came in at the gate 38, the gate of the fighter, and it's asking us, what is worth fighting for? What is it that we want to put our energy into? So we get so empowered to do our New Year's resolutions and all that kind of fun stuff. But we don't have the momentum yet to keep them. This is why we have so many New Year's resolutions that go sideways, because we're not yet in the energy to be able to make them last. Right? And then right from that gate of the fighter, we go right into drive and ambition. What do I want to put my energy into? What is my desire? How do I want to move forward with this life? And so we're in this like pressure energy to start to do things, but it's more about reflection, recognizing what have I been fighting for that I don't need to fight for, and where do I want to put that energy with that drive and ambition? Where do I want to move as I begin to open to possibilities? And we've been in the gate 61, which is that inner truth energy. I need to go in. I need to really pay attention to the mental pressure that's showing up for me, this need to try to find all of the answers. And can I release that so that inspiration can come in? Because it's that inspiration that's going to help me move into the gate we're about to go into, which is the 60, acceptance of limitation. Can I allow that final shedding layer to begin its process by acceptance being able to replace resistance? So what is it I've been resisting? What is it that I've been still holding on to that I haven't been willing to quite shed completely? And then from there, we move into the gate 41, that start codon. And this is the rave new year in human design. And we're still several transits away from the actual Chinese New Year and that switchover. So we have to go through exploring sensitivity and need and really listening to ourselves and to the collective, evaluating our principles and our values, and determining our emotional desires. These are all the transits that we still have to go through before we hit February 17th, right? That's when we're able to begin to start going. And that's during the emotional desire, the gate 30, where our feelings intensify and we're able to gain more clarity through connecting with what is true for us. And so it's moving from that kind of impulsivity or the mind trying to dictate to being able to be in the heart and what the heart longs for. And then moving from that place forward. So as we move into the year of the horse, we then move into spirit and abundance, community, and support, right? Those are the two gates that follow that threshold. So when we look at the energy and what we're in an energy right now that feels a little dichotomous, right? Like there's a little bit of I'm feeling this push and this urge to move forward. At the same time, I'm recognizing that I don't actually have the energy behind me to do that. So I have to sit in this balance and figure out where I want to go from here. And it's really about that kind of inner focus and setting intentions, but leaving them still open so that we can explore what's happening inside us.
Beautiful explanation. Seriously. So, and because I don't have my thing, when do we actually do the Human Design New Year? What day is it this time?
So this year it falls, depending on where you are in the world, it's a little bit different just because, you know, half the world is a day ahead of where we are. But it's the Gate 41 happens from around January 23rd to the 27th.
Okay. So not too far off now.
No.
You know, a week. We're good.
And has this month already been feeling like it's flying by for you guys? Like me, I'm like, what? 16th? How is it already?
Yeah, definitely. Like there's stuff on my to-do list that I'm like, yes, I'll do that, you know, when I'm back at things. And then I realize, wait a minute, it's the middle of the month. I should be back at things. And I realize I haven't done what I needed to do. So, well, I'm fine, but I'm just, you know, doing it last minute instead of ahead of time as usual. So, yeah.
Well, and how do all these energies play into what is going on across the world, or even like in our political arena here?
Yeah.
What's going on? That I'm staying out at, like, again, I'm like in my happy bubble here in Hawaii, out of my outpost. And
yes,
you
do like the outpost. In many lifetimes, you've liked the outpost.
So you guys are like close to all the stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm in my own. I always joke, I'm just in my basement. I'm just not. I'm in my bubble. I'm not engaging. Occasionally, it'll come up in conversation or whatever. I just send it love when it does, because, you know, I can't change what people are.
Yeah.
In political office and all of that. Like, that's not something I can. So I just keep sending love out to the world. That's it's the only thing we can do.
It's interesting that, you know, you're asking this. I actually just did a video earlier this week or last week. It all blends together. I don't even know anymore where we are. But about this and about how, you know, we're not designed to carry the weight of the world. We're not, that was never what we were supposed to be doing. And because of the way that, you know, technology has changed and social media and media in general and all of that, we now have access to a ton of stuff that we don't have capacity within ourselves to actually carry. So for those of us that are highly sensitive, which I'm sure would be anybody joining us in this show, you know, we have to recognize that our nervous systems don't distinguish between something that we witness and something that we experience. So our bodies take it in as though we're experiencing all of these things that are happening when we're watching them in the news and things like that. And so we have to be really mindful about what we're taking in, because not only do we have access to the you know, news and things like that, but we're also open to feeling the collective consciousness. And when the collective is in fear and the collective is fighting and the collective is having all of these really dense energies, we feel that in our system. And we don't always have the ability to place what's going on. I just feel the heaviness. I just feel this energetic flooding, and I don't know what to do with it. So we have to be really mindful of the fact that the more that we open ourselves to it, the more it's going to continue to flood in.
Which overall is good for the world, right? The more that we open to love, right? But we have to be specific.
Yeah, I mean, the more we open to, like, the news and the difficult things that are happening and all of that, you know, it's one thing if we have the power to do something about it. It's something else entirely when we don't. So, you know, I talk about naming the truth. Like, I can acknowledge that there is all of this suffering, and I can hold space for love and compassion. But I also have to acknowledge that I don't have control over it, and I don't have the capacity to do anything about it other than hold that space for love. Right? Because that's going to restore the integrity within my system.
Yeah. I was having that conversation today as part of that whole date as well.
Okay. Yeah. It's such an important message.
Well, it is. And it's no matter what someone believes or doesn't believe is beautiful. But it, like, for me, trying to explain, okay, yeah, I'm the CT, which, you know, take it or leave it. But I'm here to be of love and light and compassion for humanity. That is what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
Beyond, like, I'm obviously Earth Lisa right here. And I'm here to be love.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all of us are.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of that light worker thing that we end up as. And I think, you know, for us being galactic ambassadors, that just adds to that, right? Because it's not just the love energy, but there's a very distinct, I guess, frequency that comes from the different galactics. Right. Mm-hmm. And those frequencies are needed here now too. So we're not only are we here to raise the vibration, but we're also here to play that bridge and channel not just information, but energy through our energy systems as galactic ambassadors, right? And then we take on that, and we also step into, you know, spreading that, whether it's as a healing modality like the, you know, Nukti or the Nagara stuff, or yours, which is also, sorry, the name is escaping me at the moment.
Infinity Healing Method.
Thank you. You know, stepping into those as well. I think that's also an important role in bringing the energies down, you know, because we channel it through the system. But in order to do that, we do need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves too. And that's all light workers, all energy healers, right? That self-care thing is so important because it is vital to bring that stuff down. And yeah, I'm just being told that. I'm not sure if it's a take care of yourself or whether it's a just explanation.
It is. And that was the message too that came through. Like the best thing we can do for the world is show up regulated, so that we can bring love and light and that energy forward. If we're all dysregulated and all over the place because we're caught up in all of it, there's no grounding energy in that.
Exactly. And I think that's why it's important for all of us not to be caught up in that stuff.
Yes. And anyone watching or listening,
it's definitely.
Yeah. And again, you know what we're talking about? It's simple. It's not easy.
Yeah.
We are so conditioned, right, to show up in different ways. And we have all these filters that we've been taught. And there's a lot of this like deconditioning that has to happen for us to show up that way. And so also just honoring where you're at any given moment, right? If you're caught up in it and you're feeling it and you're going, I don't know what to do, don't beat yourself up about it. It's okay, right? It's okay. That's where you have to bring that love in, right? It's like, okay, I'm really feeling this right now.
Yeah. And
what do I
being gentle with yourself
and
not judging yourself, because that tends to be something that we do, right? We think, oh my goodness, why am I not handling this very well? It's okay. We're human, right? We're all going to learn in our own pace. We're at our own spot. So that self-compassion.
Yeah.
I want to hear about your husband's experience, Tanys.
Let's say hello to Hypnocity first.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Nalani. I'm sorry to hear your kids are in quarantine. So yes, we'll send you love and light for that. Okay, so the story was that my husband was doing Reiki on me a couple of weeks ago. And as he was doing it, I was really pulled So I was like in and out, like I was very much in that in between space while he was doing it. I was feeling stuff and that, but I wasn't all present for sure. So I was feeling multiple hands working on me, which is not unusual. And he did the whole thing, and it was a good long session. And then we sat down afterwards, and so he starts telling me about what happened. I think we need to maybe preface this. No, we'll add it after. Do we need to preface it with that, with the class?
We can add it after.
After, okay. Because there was a couple of links that happened. So for his experience, we start talking after about what happened. And so right away, when he does it, he tends to be above, like he's astral traveled out of his body and he's kind of looking over what's happening overall. So he was seeing it from like a different vantage point. And as he's doing that, these beings come in. So there's 4 beings that come in. He's like, I have never seen them before. And they looked like they had hoods on and cloaks, but the cloaks looked like they were like circular almost, like they were very, they just looked like tubes, he said, coming down. But keep in mind, we're looking at it through whatever veil he's got in place. Yeah. And so, but they look like tubes. And so as he's doing the Reiki, he gets down to my feet, and these 2 beings go to two on each side of me, and the cloaks start coming up like almost like octopus arms, but they're see-through. And then all of a sudden he starts up at the top again, because that's his process, and so they back away and they wait. Then he gets back down to my feet again. And they move in again, and these tentacles that came up, they come up and they form a dome around me. And the beings are actually inside this dome and working on me. And he could see through the dome, like, so he could see stuff moving inside. He couldn't see what was moving or any of that stuff, but he could see that there was movement inside this big clear dome. And then he said, who are you? And he heard Yuri. And he was a little bit fascinated with watching what was going on, so he didn't ask any follow-up questions, which, this is his first kind of real interaction with an ET, so understandable. And so we then, he said that he then all of a sudden, as he was finished, he was just kind of waiting for them to finish. And then once they finished, they just backed up and then they disappeared. And so we were like, I wonder if we've heard of any of these. I'm going to just Google it, because I thought, okay, well, we'll see if these beings have come up anywhere. We weren't sure if it was one of their names or whether it was a species or what the case may be. And so we ended up Googling it, and the first thing that came up was Uri Geller's deck. Do I have that handy?
Okay. And when you said Uri, that's what popped into my mind was Uri Geller, because that's the only.
This deck is his, so that's Uri Geller's, the Extraterrestrial Oracle. Oh. So we pull out this deck, because I was like, oh, I have that deck. I haven't used it for a while. So I go and pull out my deck. And I shuffle, and I end up with the Einstein card, which is intuition. When we read, it was about following our intuition. So my intuition had been saying, we'd had a conversation about it being a new race. And then I said, well, you try, Jeff. So he shuffled the deck. He got Einstein, intuition. We're like, okay. So then I tell him what happened in our class. So that morning in class, we had done some big clearing around my house in our Peacekeepers class. This is the clearing group. And which, by the way, we're starting a new cohort starting tomorrow. So if you want more info, let me know. Shameless plug.
You're allowed.
it's Jen and I that do that too. So,
Okay.
So then in class, well, do you want to tell what happened in class? Or I guess it was mostly me. Eh? Like one of our students was telling us about a situation that she had, and that she saw this squid-like being in class, and she was telling us about that. And as she said that, one of them showed up here, and I was like, "Huh, cool." But they didn't give me a name or anything. They were just kind of there. And of course, I'm trying to teach, and they're like right there. So I don't know what else happened in class, because I think I ended up channeling some stuff.
Well, it was interesting. Yeah, we did the channeling and stuff. But so one of our students had actually had an experience with these and was telling us about that. It happened right after we had done a clearing there. And the information that we had gotten in the clearing was that they came once the clearing was done in order to like kind of help with the energy and help kind of like cleanse everything. And they were coming to bring more information, more downloads, all of that kind of stuff. But they come after a clearing. So it was really interesting that then the next day, the next kind of time that we experienced them was when we cleared Tanys's, and then they showed up again. So it was really following this pattern that they were, showing up to bring in more upgrades and all of that kind of stuff. But this is their pattern, right? Like once there's a full clearing of something, then they show up.
Interesting. So over the last month and a half, I've been doing quite a few of the Meet Your Galactic Family and Guides sessions. And one of my clients, one of the beings that came into that session was like a squid or octopus type too. We didn't get a name for it, but yeah.
So it's theory. And they brought in, so this whole thing, we ended up getting more information about what they had done, like to me when I was on the table too.
Yeah. Real quick, are they from our galaxy or from beyond?
Far side of Andromeda was what I heard.
Andromeda constellation. Okay.
So the far side of that. Yes. Okay. So sorry, they're talking to me. So apparently what they did was actually give me like an upgrade, not an upgrade. I don't like that term, but like a tweak in my energy.
That's why I was stuttering over it, because I was like, I don't like that word, but I couldn't think of a word to use.
It's like an attunement, like you get with Reiki and stuff. It's like an attunement. They're attuning you to a specific frequency of stuff is what I get. And so the next day I was doing some work on another student. And as I was doing it, I was like, oh, weird. My energy is weird. Like it wasn't bad. It was just different, really different. Like, like people are describing it as like, not heavy, but like intense. How would you describe it, Jen? Because I had you feel it as well.
Yeah, it's interesting because one of the things that we've been noticing is that the energies have been coalescing. So where in the past, okay, I'm going to give you Reiki, and then that would be Reiki. And then, okay, I'm going to give you Aqua-Lead, and then that would be Aqua-Lead. And you could really feel like each of the energies individually, they've been starting to show up more kind of meshed. But you could still identify, okay, there's a bit of Reiki in there, there's a bit of Nakti in there, there's a bit, like you could still kind of differentiate the energies a bit. This felt like a culmination of, without the differentiation.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was pretty intense, quite effective. I ended up helping the student with whatever it was, and they felt the energy and everything too. So it was quite effective. But yeah, so it's been quite an interesting journey. And then Jeff did Reiki on me again just the other night, and they didn't come into the room that night, but he saw them. Oh yeah, we had healing in Galactic class too. I forgot about that. Okay. Well, since you're coming forward with it, Kaylee, I'm going to like out you. Sorry. We had healing in galactic class too. So she's in the advanced galactic. And what she said, it was very intense and strong. Thank you.
And there's permission.
I didn't just get permission. So, okay. It was very intense and strong. Yeah. And they came through, I think, with light language downloads as well. So my light language has shifted slightly a little bit. It's almost like a different dialect that's coming through. Anyway, so this past one, they were like up in the air. He was seeing them like far out, and he also saw my dragon, Megan. So yeah, so like Nocti, but even stronger.
Okay, so I do have a curiosity question, and maybe you know or don't know, but have you guys seen that movie Arrival? It came out several years ago, and I think Amy Adams was the main star in it. And basically, these ETs come to Earth in their craft, and she's the ambassador. She's the one who deciphers their language. But they were very squid-like.
Oh, cool.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I have to look at that.
Yeah.
That's going to be something worth watching.
And the time period, like it's a very interesting movie, really. So
Very cool. We'll have to take a look at that.
we recommend watching Arrival for those of you who
Okay. Well, and again, you look at movies and things like that, and they come from somewhere,
yes,
right?
they do.
And talk about imagination and stuff like that, but our imagination is not that creative, right? Like it comes from somewhere.
People always ask me that. They're like, how do I know it's not just my imagination? I'm like, where does your imagination come from?
I have that conversation with clients all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kids Disney movie. Oh, Elio.
Elio.
I haven't seen that one.
I don't think I've seen it either. Oh, wait.
I
Did.
Oh, I saw previews.
Yes, I did see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Well,
was.
I'm going to have a list of movies by the time we're done this show of that I have to watch. I'm going to grab myself my little notebook and I'm going to make some notes here.
Yeah, it was very much like the Galactic Federation kind of stuff. I mean, I think behaviors were very different, but the concept was similar. So this little guy gets taken and they think he's the leader of Earth.
Aw.
That's the premise. And so he gets taken to the council. So that's I won't say anymore because I don't want to ruin the movie, but the way the council comes in and stuff is similar to how I've seen council meetings. So it was quite amusing to watch. So yeah. So that was my husband's story. I did get permission, just so you know, all of you. I did ask. It's his story to tell, but I asked permission. So yeah.
Well,
The Galactic Council. Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And it's interesting. So with the Lyran Legacy, there was a section in the book that I actually removed. And I did it because they brought through information about certain races that haven't actually revealed themselves yet.
Oh.
And the way that they operated, like during the Galactic War and all of that, but they aren't ready to be like presented. And so there's they're going to start to show themselves and reveal themselves over time. And so I just have this sitting there as when the time is right, I'm going to reveal it. And so I went back after we had this conversation and I was like, I'm curious. And there was a race. I spelled it like differently. It came through as like an OORI. But I was reading like what I had written and I went, holy crap. Like this is the start of some of these races actually coming forward that have been in hiding basically, or have been like not revealing themselves at all. And so we've got a handful of them at this point that are potentially going to start coming forward with all new kind of galactic energies for us that we haven't been subjected to yet in any way.
So do you think that's because we are shifting as humanity so fast with our frequency, or is there another perhaps reason?
Well,
I think it's the frequency. I think that it's the more we get rid of the darker stuff, because that was indicative with the clearings that we did, right? You clear and then they come. It's almost like we're clearing more and more, so they're able to start showing up for us.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Jen?
Well, and it's interesting that these guys came first because they're like consciousness architects is kind of what I had written about for them. And so they really haven't had any direct contact. They haven't done a whole lot with us because they're just working on a consciousness level.
Yeah.
So it's really neat to kind of see like, okay, I'm excited now.
Definitely.
Going to be coming through. Yeah, it's really neat. They're just a little bit that they're kind of saying that can be, shared. But their whole kind of purpose is much more in the abstract, but it is architectural. So they're coming in. They work on a more cosmic scale, but they're going to be coming in. Oh, wow, they're going to be coming into. Sorry, I'm like my whole body is just like whoa. For the ambassadors and for all of the people who are already holding space to be a bridge between the two. And what they're doing is they're coming. Oh my, I'm going to cry. Sorry, hold on. Okay, guys.
It's okay if you cry, Jen.
Yeah, it is.
They're what they're doing is they're making the bridges. So they're coming into each person and they're bridging the energy so that we in our roles have more direct access to the energy so that we can bring it forward, not just like that 5D kind of energy, but really bringing it into the 3D more completely.
Well, and one of the students in the class, she ended up getting a bit of a download of information, and she said what she was seeing was like a wagon wheel. So like she said, you're like the spoke, and you're going to be sending this out like a wagon wheel out to, so teaching it and sharing it and all of that stuff. So I'm getting chills. Okay, so yeah, so that's congruent with what you're saying.
That makes sense, yeah, because then everybody who is in the role of bringing this forward is one of those spokes within these wheels.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Just because all of us, we have experienced lives that we're like, oh yeah, that's our life. And it's becoming more embodied in who we are as these earth humans, right? We're able to integrate it into these lives. And over the last month and a half, my client sessions where I am introducing them to their so-called galactic family or guides, I have been asking, well, is this an aspect of you? And 80 to 90% of them are getting a yes. And then we're able to bring that energy fully into every cell of their being. And I know I have all the
beautiful.
It's amazing what people are ready for now.
Yeah.
It's there. It doesn't have to be separate anymore. For some people it still does, but more and more people are, oh, that is me. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and it doesn't have to be separate in the sense of like, I mean, even just in our regular 3D lives and roles, we can bring this energy in and let it transform how we show up right now.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean that you have to take on the Galactic Ambassador role or that you have to completely stop everything and do, what we're doing. It's just that it's like with this bridge that's there, it's like we just have direct access to live in a new way.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. She has a little smiley face for you. Madame Maru has something here too. She Googled alien squid and found these actual animals. So big fin squid are a group of rarely seen cephalopods with a distinctive morphology. Very cool.
Very cool. Well, and you would be able to speak to this probably better than I ever could, Lisa, but squid have often been considered to be completely alien because they are not like anything else.
Yeah, the whole cephalopod group, that's all the octopuses, squids, the nautilus, the cuttlefish. Yeah, they have completely different anatomies, morphologies, and how they operate. And you know, what I know now, different than what I used to teach 30 years ago. They were all seeded from other places, you know, from different star systems.
Like Andromeda.
If I said that back at the University of Chicago, they would have burned me at the stake.
No, we're done with that, Lisa.
I know.
We've already been there and done that part.
I know.
We're not going back there.
Just, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying that.
Yes.
Yeah. They would
Well,
have
the
been
world hasn't been ready to hear that kind of stuff. And yet the world has been like it was very clear, I'm sure even back then, that they, you know, recognize that these are just very different beings.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't fit in any other classification.
Yeah. Well, and again, we just the tip of the iceberg. We know 5% of our oceans. Yeah. And there is life way, 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 way deeper that we haven't even discovered yet. And things, that perhaps we would consider ET or alien-like. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, it's fascinating. And I think we are getting ready for it. I think there is more acceptance of the ET thing. And I was just, you know, Jen and I talked on Twillo Talk a little bit about this, but we went to see, it's kind of appropriate for here. We went to see the third Avatar movie.
Okay. And we were checking that out today, that it was still playing at our local theater. So
take a box of Kleenex.
No spoilers, but you definitely need Kleenex.
Good to know.
Yeah. Jen and I pretty much had huge flashback memories from this movie. And so we worked through a lot of trauma, past life trauma stuff with the movie. So
wow.
Along with some big heart. What's that? Sorry?
From a couple lifetimes, not just the main one that we've talked about on here, but there was a couple of them that we've talked about before, and then we see it play out on the screen.
It was just, it was incredibly heavy.
Okay.
One of my most traumatic lifetimes, I would say.
Wow.
Was playing out on the screen for me, and I was like, oh my gosh.
so like even more so than the first two movies.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For me anyway, because of this particular scene that was from a different lifetime.
Yeah.
It was actually an Earth lifetime, but the scenario was almost identical.
Okay.
And it was, Yeah,
but even the war piece, and I think for me, because there is a lot that still follows through from the second, and the second was such a hard one to watch, just because of the absolute needless violence. And again, I mean, just from the first one on, humanity thinking that they're entitled to stuff just because they want it. It's like, oh my heart. But that continues forward. And a big part of some of the pain in that too was, coming back to the war and how, in the book where I talk about hybrids, right? Where they took some of our people and they did experiments with them and they did all of this stuff. And so then seeing your race is fighting against you, right? It was just such a difficult moment to sit in that energy. And I mean, in that case, they weren't doing that in the movie, the genetic manipulation like that. But I mean, but it was still just this moment of how, I talk about the Orion group, so it's not specifically Orions, but it's this like insidious energy that is there, and just kind of seeing how it infiltrates the mind, right? And the way that it works and just corrupts. And again, I don't want to give too much away, but I loved how the power of Awa can just wipe that away in so many different aspects, right? That ability to connect with source and to connect with truth, how that helps us to be able to deal with the really difficult stuff. So it was just such a beautiful thing to be able to see that played out on the screen in kind of memory of how we connected and the ceremonies that we did. Though it wasn't with, something like Awa, it was still, they were there, and it was that connectedness with the planets and the crystals and the planets and the life that was the planet itself, right? And to use that for healing. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, I felt the grief of it for a couple of days, and it was more of the connecting me to the wars, like the one that we were in, the Galactic War. It weighed heavy on me after the movie for a bit as well. So yeah, both second and third movies, I both cried all the way home. So I'm just a mess. Did a whole lot of clearing, and Jeff's like, "Are you gonna cry like this every time we go to a movie?" I'm like, "No, just Avatar."
Yeah.
So it was great movies, though. I mean, really well done. But they really they speak to me because much of the scenery as well is quite Pleiadian. And it's not all. I mean, there's many planets that are very similar. It's almost like a conglomeration of a bunch of them put together. So there's some that's not so Pleiadian, but there's enough in it that it's almost like there are quite a number of races that would resonate with what they've done in terms of the scenery and stuff. So
yeah. Well, and that's one of the beauties, is that it can be a little more encompassing, so that more and more people can relate.
That's the purpose of it, I think, right?
Right.
To really get people to remember those lives or those aspects of self, as you were saying, right?
Yeah. Oh, so while we're on the topic of movies, because this has been a little theme, right, for the last 15 minutes or so, is
awesome.
Have you guys watched The Age of Disclosure on Amazon? And I want to bring this one up. Some of the audience may have seen it. It's one that you do have to rent. And I do watch movies like this. It's a documentary, just for my own education, so that when like my UFO tour guests are asking me about it, then I know I can talk from an informed place. So it is basically very heavy Louis Elizondo, from government, from disclosure, from fear-based, let's spin it. We have to perceive this as a military threat. And so I started watching it, and I realized, oh, this movie is his movie. And I stayed through the whole thing because I'm like, why am I watching this? And a lot of the stuff I had heard because I've seen other shows or movies like this. And it got a little bit better near the end. But for those of you watching, like if you have seen it or read about watching it, I'm not saying don't watch it, but just realize it is still spinning that fear-based narrative that is pervasive. And so don't buy into it. Don't buy into it.
No, there's so much love. Yeah, there's so much love there. So
yeah. They're like, and I don't know how much you guys look at on social media in the ufology community, I'm friends with quite a few people with like very diverse realities of what this is all about. And I've been on some of their shows, and I, even though it's interesting because there are a few of them that I've read their books. I know where they are like spiritually with their understanding, and even with their spiritual understanding, they are still helping to propagate the polarized and fear-based stuff.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I can observe it, and I try to stay out of my judgment because everything has its purpose.
And they'll come along. They'll have to.
Yeah, it's just really interesting where we are globally with all of that.
Yeah. Well, and it's, I'm going to say this, and it's probably controversial and all that kind of fun stuff, but like the world has been of the draconian mentality for so long. Yeah. Right. And I think that there's some beautiful things that can come from the reptilian race and from the greater race and all of that. I don't mean it like that, but I just mean that like deep service to self energy has been kind of the underlying force of the world for a very, very long time. It's what has corrupted all of the different, like Lemuria and
Atlantis
and right, like it has been the corrupting force, that energy, right? So again, not blaming a particular race, but just the energy of it. And I think that, because it has been so prevalent for so long, just because there are all of these shifts happening doesn't mean that that's going to just disappear.
No.
Right? And so we have to be mindful that there are going to be times where something might come through and it might feel like, oh, okay, this is different, but it might still have that undertone in it. And that's where our discernment is so important, right? If it feels off, even if it's talking love and light, that's okay to just kind of go, this one might not be for me.
You just got to trust your body, right? When you feel the dense stuff, you can feel it in your body.
Yeah.
So just trust that.
Yeah.
And Hypnicity says, observe without judgment. Yeah.
It's a practice.
It is.
An ongoing practice.
Indeed. Yes, for sure. You wanted to talk about something as well, Lisa, you said at the beginning about your date.
Oh, I was just,
there's a topic.
Well, it's fascinating. I've been meeting a lot of people. I've been going on a lot of dates and a lot of one and dones. And they're all nice. I will say that because maybe some of them are watching me here, and they are like, all of them have been very nice. Now, not all of them for me, or I'm not for them for whatever reason.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's all good. And so it's been fascinating because like I'm not hiding who I am being out there in the dating world. I lead with, I'm a Galactic Ambassador, and I'm in my ET costume and my ET hat and like all the things, right? And so, and my ET necklace. Like,
ooh, that's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I don't see that.
You haven't seen this before?
No, I love that.
Oh, wow.
Got that in Arizona and Sedona last March.
Oh, that's
amazing.
Beautiful. Very nice.
Story artist John Ferris, Sedona, Arizona.
Nice.
And so it's fascinating because some of these guys, including the one today, like they're like, okay, I don't know anything about, what you do. And, but today he was like, well, before we even met in person, he was like, I'm intrigued and I've seen stuff fly over my ranch, like, because he lives up on the mountain. And so he has seen some stuff that he can't explain. And I'm like, I'm not going to say everything's a spacecraft because it's not, but it's a UFO. It's unidentified. And so because I'm meeting people from all different, I'm being very open to like, who am I meeting and who might come into my life, and being open to the idea that, okay, they may not end up being like us, fully open and aware and all the things. And that's okay. And as long as they can just accept me and understand I'm here to be like this love, this big compassionate heart, and be of service to humanity, then what a beautiful thing. And so I'm expanding my perspective on things in the last 2.5 years since Skip has passed, because I thought after that I would have to be very confined to, okay, it has to be really specific, very niche of someone coming in. And I'm realizing no. And maybe there's some benefit to not having that too. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, the other thing is that I find, at least for me, I'm an activator. And so I tend to go out, like I did a whole bunch of business networking, right? So I'll go out for coffee with somebody, and next thing I know, they're like, I do all the talking because they keep asking me questions about all of this, right? And then they're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. My world's just gone. And I'm like, sorry. So it happens like that too for me. Like I'll have people that will, so coffee today was like that. It was like a, it started off as a business kind of discussion and just kind of as advising on spiritual led business and that sort of thing. And then we branched out to all sorts of other things. And and he tuned into his intuition and all that. Anyway, so it was fascinating, but I find that happens to me a fair bit.
Yeah. Well, and today he was like, well, how do you know I'm not an alien? I'm like, well, you are. Like, you probably are.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you're probably right.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just fascinating.
It is fascinating. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't believe that we're almost at our hour, ladies.
Holy moly.
How did that happen?
I never know.
So can I
Please
have coming up, because it's not this Sunday, but it's next Sunday. Or when did I do it? It's like let me look at my calendar. I have my very first Big Island UFO Tour presents a Night Sky Watch Online event. And it's going to be Sunday, January 25th.
Yep.
And so what this is basically when I do a tour, I have a whole really cool slide presentation of education, showing photos and videos of real footage that I have collected, from my own personal observations and others. And this is going to be extra special because I am going to lead people through the kind of CE5, meet your galactic family, learn how to call them in, and then in your own time, go out and look at your night sky. And obviously people aren't going to have the goggles, but I am going to train the participants how to observe the night sky with their eyes, where they can actually pierce through dimensions and see even more things.
Amazing.
And so I'm super excited about that. And it's only $49, people. So I'm going to put the link in the...
Yeah, please.
Yeah, definitely. That's exciting.
Exciting.
Put it in the private.
25th. Yeah, put it in the private one we can share.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it'll be recorded. So if you can't make it live, you can watch the replay and all of that. Mm-hmm. But it's the way for people who can't come to Hawaii, on my tour, at least yet, Jen and Tanys.
I want to.
We're working on it.
Or Casey, for people around the world to get the education, because what I know very strongly is this year we're going to have even more activity around the world of off-worlders, but also, I don't know if you guys heard, this is one of those people that I follow on social. They said that they are now making the satellites look like spacecraft. Like they are configuring them where they're space, like saucer shape, and which I'm not too happy about that, but it's good.
It's trying to muddy the waters.
Yes, right? They are very much. And so it's really important for people to learn how to decipher, I think. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do this online one. Because, globally, I want people to really understand maybe what they're seeing and not seeing.
Yeah, that's important.
Well, and it's neat because last show you gave a little kind of snippet of like this or that and this or that. And so it's so fascinating just to hear that. So to be able to see it and have you really show what it looks like and all would be absolutely incredible, because then we really do have some clarity about what it is we're seeing.
Yes.
Exactly. Very cool. That's awesome. And Jen, what do you have coming up?
I should have been preparing, but I was too busy listening to what Lisa has going on because that was super cool.
Well, we have something tomorrow night. We have a support group.
We do.
With Beyond Being Human. And so come and join us for that. You can sign up at beyondbeinghuman-support group.
beyondbeinghuman.org/support-groups.
There you go. That. I have the calendar. She has the links. So that's why we complement each other.
There you go.
Yeah. So we have that coming up. That's tomorrow night, 7:30.
7:30 Eastern tomorrow night. It's free to sign up. You'll register. You'll get the Zoom link sent to you. It's private. It's not recorded. It's not live. So you're free to be you completely. And we just hold that space to talk and connect.
So you get to come and have a two-way conversation with us.
Mm-hmm.
You as well. So that would be great to see you guys. And then on Monday we have Twillo Talk at 5 p.m. Who have we got on this week? Do you remember?
I had it open.
I can find it because we do have a special guest this week.
Oh, is this Karen on with us this week?
I think.
Nothing open. I have nothing open, guys.
It's okay. I'm going there.
I'm just so into the show right now. I got nothing going on.
I got it. Is it 19th? Yes. Karen Swain will be on with us on Monday. So stay tuned for that. She's awesome. So we'll take you down a little journey with her. She does all sorts of things, right, Jen? You were on her show.
I had the honor to be on her show twice. Actually, I was on with Sylvain, and we were talking about the Alliance. So the Alliance for Extraterrestrial Diplomatic Contact.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. And we were talking about, just moving forward and what the plans are to have a galactic embassy and all that kind of fun stuff. And then she invited me back on again to talk about the Lyran legacy. So that was really fun to be able to dive into that a little bit more with her. And she's got a great show where she's, talking about all different kinds of things with guests as well. So
that's awesome. So what have we got? We've got that. Then I have, of course, on Wednesday, we have Infinite Integrations. Jacqueline Richards and I do that on Wednesday. And we're on our 13th week. And stay tuned for more information because I am going to be doing a show with Glenda Dawson as well coming up about Atlantis in the area. So that will be a fun.
Dogs also have a lot to share.
They do.
Like and subscribe to all the channels, and then you won't miss anything.
Exactly. So stay tuned. And thank you, Hypnocity. Milani, the hour with you. Thank you. We appreciate that. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. It's always great to see you and to share energy. Final thoughts, Lisa?
Well, I mean, just allow whatever needs to still be cleared as the shedding of the snake, and ready for horse energy. I'm gonna do my son. He does this little horse trot.
Very nice.
We could go full Monty Python with the coconuts.
Yes. Perfect.
I'm ready for the just saying.
Yeah. I think we've all done a lot of clearing in the last couple of years, so it'd be time.
Yeah.
Jen,
and
final
we
thoughts?
Are opening, right? I think there's a lot opening for us right now. Don't rush it. Let it be in divine timing as it is meant to be, and it will unfold exactly as it is meant to unfold, right? So really just allowing.
Yeah. And please show yourself and those around you compassion. And and love. And we will see you next month on Galactic Gab. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye now.